Ailshie please come forward for recognition of volunteer high school cross-country boys and girls teams?
Good afternoon. Thank you, board. Thank you, Matt, for allowing us this time to recognize these students. I'll let Coach Ailshie focus on those students in just a minute. But I'd like to take this time right now to recognize Coach Ailshie himself as he's retiring from Hawkins County Schools, or is currently in retirement from Hawkins County Schools. Over the past 9 years or so, since 2016, Coach Ailshie has been the boys and girls head cross country and track coach, where he's earned 9 state title appearances, or state championship appearances with teams. He's had 7 conference championships, and he's had 2 region championships in that tenure. At this time, I would like to present Coach Ailshie with a plaque for those years of service and congratulate him and thank him for all that he's done.
Can I turn around and smile, right?
I'll get you for over here.
Gotcha.
At this time, I'll turn it over to him. He knows all those times, and he's the expert on what all they've accomplished. Congratulations, cross-country team 2023.
Thank you, Jeremy. I started this in 2016, and I think the story's been told before. We went to one of our first cross-country meets, and we finished in dead last for both the boys and girls, and this one particular race over at Sugar Hollow Park in Bristol, Virginia. And you know, you just got to put the time in. The kids got to put the be committed and dedicated and put the work in, and good things can happen. And I believed in them, and eventually they believed in themselves, and we had a lot of success. Cross country is pretty difficult. I mean, you got to start in June. We're together for 5 months. And it really, the kids, it's kind of like a family. There's a strong bond that forms, and we start the season, kind of pointing towards a championship season, which would be, your conference meet, your region meet, and your state meet. And this particular year, we moved into a different conference, and Greenville hosted the conference meet sometime in October, and I said, we can be a team that can watch, the other team receive the accolades and the trophies, or we can go out and we could be the ones that would receive that success. And I harped on them, winners win. Our kids that volunteer, they've got as much talent as anybody else. And that particular day they proved it. We had 4 girl all-conference runners out of 10, and we had 4 boys all-conference runners out of 10 that had received that honor, and we won, and we celebrated. We went on to region, top 4 qualified for state, and there are 24 teams in our region in the AAA classification, and the girls, looked as though that they had a real good opportunity to qualify. The guys, we weren't real sure. That particular morning of the region meet, my number 3 runner had an illness, and he wasn't going to be able to participate. So, we had a big speech. A lot of those meets are won and lost, right at the last 100 meters. What you do is you total up your top 5 runners, their places, and that would give you a team score. And on that particular day, we finished 4th by 2 points. Tennessee High finished 5th. And we had a kid, Kevin McCurry, he's not here this evening, but he beat Tennessee's High's number 1 runner by 4/10 of a second. And if he had gotten beat, we wouldn't have gone. But we celebrated that. We're the only high school in the AAA classification that's gone to the state meet in both the boys and girls. each of the last 3 years, and I'm very proud of that. We went down to the state meet. We had the volunteer tent. You know, after a while, you know, we're respected by the meet officials, by other teams across the state, and our kids performed that day. J.C. Begley finished 5th in that particular race, was all-state, but she set a school record and just had a fantastic day. Roman Brigitte Metz, who's not here, he finished 11th, and he was all-state. And so we had 2 all-state runners out of 30 runners, you know, on that day, and you know, we celebrated those successes too. But before I introduce the runners, I would like to thank Jeremy Bailey. I knew his father. His father and I were very, very close friends, and he passed away several years back, and Jeremy's following in his footsteps, and I'm worked with Jeremy for a number of years. Just think a lot of him, and I know his dad would be proud. You know, I'm over here, Jeff. Jeff's followed me in my career for 25 years, and I do. I want to recognize him. I appreciate everything. Appreciate the folks over at Phipps Bend. You know, we wouldn't have had a real good cross country team if we didn't have, you know, if we didn't have a place to train at. And the reason why it's important to train out there, you know, it's soft surface roads, and we can train and not worry, you know, about so much about the injuries, and you know, those people are extremely helpful. Charles Johnson, who's over the TCAT Center, I visited with Charles, you know, before the season. Each and every year he allows us to train on their campus. He doesn't have to, but he's been a part of education in the past, and he's willing to do so. Thomas Floyd, I think a lot of Thomas, and known him for years, and his mother, and you know, just so many people recognize Chad Laster. You know, he built this bond. You know, even though there's competition, you know, between the 2 high schools in the county, he and I are close friends, and I appreciate Chad and his support over the years. But so many people. Jimmy Whalen hired me as a head track and cross country coach, and Bobby Wines did too. And you know, at times we text about that, reflected back on that. But yeah, I know I'm, you know, missing quite a few folks, but this is really about the kids, and so I'm going to go ahead and introduce the kids right now. Isaac Jennings, this is Bob Larkin's grandson. He's a freshman, and he was our number 4 runner at the state meet. Had a personal best that day of 19 minutes 2 seconds. So we wouldn't have done it without him. Connor Burns. Connor had a hamstring pull at the conference meet, kind of put him out, but I haven't talked to him lately. I'm sure he's getting ready for track. He likes to run that 400-meter event. Eamon Ailshie is my son. He was all conference, ran 18-15 in his first year in cross country, and look forward to seeing how he progresses over the next couple of years. One of my all-time favorite runners is Josh Hathaway. I saw Josh walking in the gym one day. I said, hey, why don't you try cross country? And he came out. Found out a lot about Josh. He was a big gamer at the time and didn't really exercise a whole lot. He started out running about 32 minutes in 5K. He was our number 3 runner at the state meet. He ran 18 minutes and 51 seconds. Instead of gaming now, he goes out and runs, what, 12-mile runs? Or he told me he might increase that mileage, but 12-mile runs at one time. It's just remarkable how much he's improved, and you know, the commitment he's made in regards to distance running. You know, J.C. Begley, I've trained her for the last 3.5 years, and you know, you see a kid progress, and she started out running about 25 minutes in the 5K, and she progressed, you know, to a time of 18 minutes and 59 seconds with a school record. She finished 2nd last year at the state meet in the 800, which is really her event. You know, each and every season she's improved. Just fantastic attitude, and you know, I look forward to seeing. You know, the ultimate goal for some of us is to try to win a state championship, and that's you know, she's involved with basketball right now, but you know, that's her goal for this year, and she got a great chance to accomplish that. Alyssa Gent, they had an article in 10 Mile Split, and they ranked these runners from the time they started as freshmen until the time that they, you know, finished their last race, cross-country race, as a senior. And out of all the classifications and out of all the high schools, and you know, private or public throughout the whole state, Alyssa Gent was the most improved girl runner in the state. And you know, says a lot about her. And both JC and Alyssa have signed with Lincoln Memorial University. They'll go on and compete at the collegiate level. And then we got Lily Bullock. Lily was our #2 runner at the state meet. She ran a personal best 21 minutes and 24 seconds. She did extremely well, and she is a junior, and I think she's going to do tremendously well this spring and next year, and we look forward to seeing, you know, who she signs with and where you go to college. We got quite a few that are out, but this is what we got this evening. Once again, thanks for everyone. I took a lot of time, but I'm retired, so I think thank you.
Hey, get out the way. And now kind of squeeze together as much as you can. All right, on 3. Look at me and smile. 1, 2, oh, look at 3. Gotcha. Thank you.